Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Welcome back, guys. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video, guys. What that means is I record it and I upload it. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro symbol at the beginning or anything like that. I do have a transition button if I need to stop filming for whatever reason and then resume filming. These weekly Wednesdays are essentially, you guys ask me questions and I answer them. It's 99% model focused and it's 99% GW stuff. There is terrain questions from time to time. It's 99% 40k stuff as well, so I say. So there is terrain questions from time to time. Sometimes information myself and what's going on in the workshop. But some of you look at this and go, what's going on? Why is the camera wrong way around? Well, I wanted to do a practical thing for you today, as well as answer a few questions, but just do some practical bits. So what I want to do, I was meant to get, these are the Plague Brothers from Monday's painting video. I was supposed to do astral granite on all the bases, and then we'll leave one empty and then do one of them on this for you, so show you guys how to do it. But I didn't have time, so I've got one done, and I was showing you how to do one. So this is technical astral granite. Okay, this is what it looks like afterwards. The only thing left to do to this is just paint some black trimmer on the base. But you get your technical paint. They may not be astral granite, might be, I don't know all of them off my heart, but there was a good few of them. And you need one of these yokes. Okay, this is a texture brush. Even though there's no brushes on, no bristles, it's a big flat in that side and a small flat in that side. Give it a shake like you would do normal paint, and that's what it looks like. Let's try and get it up a bit more. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Look, looks like a mad little mixture. And all you do is take your mini, take the champion here, take the big side, scoop it on, just spread it around. And I'm not going to film myself doing the whole lot. I will pause for it filming and just finish him off. But just to give you an idea of how it looks like. So I'm going to do the rest of him. And then I'm going to come back and just show you a few bits and pieces to do afterwards. Right, so he's done. Let's get that closed down before we have a non-oil incident. Get a piece of tissue. Just scrape it off. I didn't use the other side, so that's cool. But the other side is really great of this texture brush. We're getting in the little pieces. The next thing that we do, make sure our fingers are clean. Hold the model, one finger, just run it along the edge. Yeah. Turn the model round. Next finger, just keep running it around the edge. The reason you're doing this is you don't want any texture paint to go over there, and you just leave it dry. Now there is a little bit by his foot there that I missed, just in front of this foot, this side, but that's not an issue. So what I do now is I'm going to get the next bit set up, because this is what it looks like when it dries. Just shows you that a minute ago. I need to get my dry brush set up and everything else, and I'll come back to you in a sec. Right, so my two colours of choice on this base is Baneblade Brown, which is a layer paint, yeah, and Troll Slayer Orange, which is another layer paint. And it's actually fantastic because when it goes on, it's a layer paint, it goes on bright, dulls itself down, but it does enough to take away from, the grey. So I'm going to put some on the dry brush most of it off onto the tissue, so I've only got a little bit. And take the mini, and this is all I'm going to do. Now you can use any two colours you want. You can use Screaming Skull would be good. Everything looks good with Screaming Skull dry brush, I know that, but it would look really good against this type of base. difficult to do because my brush is broken. It's just a makeup brush from Pennies or Primark, if that's what you know it as. There we're at. Look, I can't get into that middle piece there. It's wrecking my head. It's not a big issue. I can't get into that bit between his legs there. The next thing to do is I take Troll Slat Orange and I put some of that on the dry brush. Then I just get on my tissue. I'm not even cleaning the brush down before so there's still bits of brown on the brush. And I take this, it's a bit too much, damn it. And I just brush a few bits here and there. Doesn't have to be, you know, over the top. You still want some brown coming through. You still want some bits of the grey coming through. Ignore that bit at the back, I did too much there. But just light up a bit. Yeah, that's Astro Granite. That's one technical paint. Very, very easy to use, very simple to use, and it adds a totally different dimension to it. Now you still look at the model, and to be honest with you, because I haven't done the black trim, it looks a bit weird. As soon as the black trim's there, that pops off even more. Now the other thing I was going to do in this week's Weekly Wednesday, which I said I was going to do a couple of weeks ago and I didn't get time to do it, was to actually spruce up these two guys, the Swarm Lord and my Lictor. Now the reason I was going to spruce them up, they're fantastic the way they are. I enjoyed painting them and everything else, but when you look at that compared to the detail of this lad, let's put that down. And you look at the detail of him, it's great, fantastic. Now look at the detail of him. It's just, to me, the Screaming Killer looks out 10 times better. So I just wanted to spruce these guys up a little bit. I'm not going to have time to do that today because I'm behind, as usual. So I will plan to do a quick video on sprucing those up, probably, hopefully by the weekend. If not, it'd be maybe Sunday, but something like that. So now I'm going to just go off and set the camera back up and start answering some of your questions. Right, so I hope that helps you for using texture paint for the first time and everything else. It's a great tool to have and a great tool to use, but like I said, I think it was the last Wednesday, so I said it. I don't use it for every army or every faction. I just use it for demons. Just because I just think it's a little bit different. I mean, I should have used it for Tyranids as well, but oh well. Right, some question times. How did you find 10th edition Necrons? For those who don't know, we had a battle report last week, Wednesday it was, last Wednesday actually, and I posted the video for that on the Thursday. It was 2,000 point Necrons versus Space Wolves. And to answer the question, I actually really like Necrons. I actually think they're really, really good. I think they've done the rules for reanimation protocol. They've done it well versus the lore. It's pretty good. They've given them a bit more staying power, but also I think there's some bits that could be exploited a little bit. That just might make them a little bit not unkillable, but just have to be dealt with. But I did enjoy them, and I hopefully I think I'm planning a game with Mark next Wednesday. It won't be filmed because I think it's at his house, and then after that, I think it's gonna be Chaos Space Marines that I'm going to use versus whatever he brings. And then after that, I would probably aim for the Marines again. Maybe Necrons. I don't know. See what else I can get mustered up together. Because there was a Space Marine force that I wanted to bring, and it requires me building some of these guys. Hellblaster. Hellblasters. Sorry, promotes Hellblasters. It involves me building those. That's one of the things. A Predator tank as well is another one. So we'll see how things go. But I did like them. The animation protocols, there's so many different options you can do. My next, those who didn't see the battle report, go check the battle report out. And I was so unlucky the first turn. That's all my bad, my bad deployment. But there's other things you can do, like a unit of 20 warriors with an all blasters. They're rapid fire 1. So there's 20 of them in a unit. That's 20 shots to begin with. If you're 12 inches or lower away from your enemy, from your target, that becomes 2 shots apiece. So there's 40 shots. And the sustained hits 1, which means when you're rolling to hit any 6s, automatically give you another additional hit. So you could roll those 40 dice and end up getting 20 hits. And of those 20 hits, 5 of them could be 6s. So you've actually taken yourself over 50% worth of hitting. A Warlord in there with Resurrection Orb. Royal Warden, because I think the Royal Warden, if memory serves, gives him... They give them reroll wound rolls of 1. If they're near an objective, they get to just reroll the wound roll. I think that's what it is. You get +1 to hit anyway and to wound because of the detachment rule, which is nuts. And then you put the 2 little crypto thralls in there with a Technomancer of some description. I think the Technomancer gives them feel no pain, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the whole unit have feel no pain. I think it's a 5+. The crypto thralls are they're a unit on their own, but they join that unit because they go with the other dude, and they fight upon death. That's a dirty combination, but that's one thing I want to try for the next game. I will not be bringing the Silent King, 470 points. Anyway, I've waffled on about it too much. There's lots I could talk about that game the whole day, but anyway, is there a way to take a non-wash paint and make it into a wash paint? Yeah, very simple, very, very simple. When you have your wet palette, and I've done this a few times on paint videos. Let's say, for example, I wanted Baneblade Brown, but I wanted it to be like a wash. I put some on my wet palette, I add more water to it, move it away from the main bit of paint, up it down, add more water to it, and just keep moving away slowly so it's really, really runny, and then just apply it. And it's 90% water, a little 10% of pigment. The water evaporates off really quickly, and you get your sort of wash. That's the easiest way to do it. Because I think I know what you mean by this. If you wanted to, let's say, you're a yellow. You wanted a yellow that's that bright, but you couldn't find it in a wash form, and you wanted to make it yourself. That's the way to do it, buddy. When are you going to start a Sisters Xmas box? As I have one as well, and I've been waiting to do it, and I want to have it ready for when their Codex drops. My plan is to start it next week. I've been given 3 days of bank holidays next week, so I'm in Monday and Tuesday. Monday's promo change, so it's just that's all I'm doing the whole day. Tuesday's just tied up bits and pieces, and then I'm off for like 5 days straight. So the plan is just to start that box next week. Okay, there is another big box that was up here. That's actually on the table here. There's 2 models in that big box left to build. I was aiming to have that finished yesterday, but it wasn't. I was sick yesterday, so the plan is to have it finished tomorrow and upload it tomorrow. But there's a lot of minis there, and they are very good. I like them. But anyway, there'll be more talk about that tomorrow. Okay, we have seen Necron's Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines used by you in battle reports. Is there a new army on its way, and what is it? Well, you know the Tyranids I'm getting Tyranids up and running. I've got demons that not quite there yet. You've seen me do Eldari stuff and things like that. But you know what? Because you've asked me that question, because yeah, I'm just going to show you this. jump down, mate. I was going to keep this a secret until I was ready. That's what's coming. That is what's coming. Okay? The Green Horde is coming. May not be for another few months, but they're coming. And the sisters will be coming as well. There's the two main armies I really want to get up and running, because I was looking on the Games Workshop app. Now, some people are going to give out about the fact they're going to charge you for it and everything else. I haven't gone onto it to see how much they're going to charge. I'd imagine, I don't know, but it's worth having because it's very easy to use, and it gives you up-to-date rules and everything else. And it saves you having to flick through the codex. But I think the way that they should have done that is they should have, you buy the codex, you get a code in the codex. You put that code into the app, and you're able to use the app to do that army, the say orcs. You can't do nothing else unless you pay the subscription. But because you bought the codex, you can use the orcs to make armies for orcs. That's the way they should do it. I think whenever you buy a box or something, the data card should be in the box. The index card should be in the box. For all the rules for it and everything else should be in the box. You don't have to put the points on it, just put the index card so you've got all the rules for it in the box. That's what I think that should be the case. So someone on TikTok said to me they do that in Star Wars Legions. Everything's in the box with the points and everything else. That's how it should be. Because you're spending that money to buy the models, and they're not cheap. I remember when a box of demons, 10 demons, was like £18. I know in euros it's a little bit more, but they're like €35 now. Just a piece of card cost them maybe 30 pence to make. Put it in the box. Makes us happier. Makes us a lot happier. You know. Yeah, but going as I was saying, with that app, I was looking at my Eldari army, and I think it's like 1,200 points. The Tyranids at the moment, I think, is only 1,400, maybe 1,500 points. But that includes a Swarm Lord, but I don't have the Tyrant Guard to go with him. And then I need some big hitters as well. So I'm like, some of the big cannon stuff. Pyrovores and Biovores and whatever the other big thing that Mark had that time. X-Corin, is that it was called? The big cannons. I need one of those. But yeah, the Eldari was it 1,200. A lot of that's not even built yet. The Orcs are it's just literally Gaz, a unit of Storm Boys, and a box of killer cans. That's what I have for them so far. The sisters, I haven't even looked at that, but there's a lot there. They're the ones that I'm going to be working on next, trying to get Nids up to 2,000 points, bring the Orcs up to 2,000 points, and get all those sisters done, which will push things. Well, I guarantee it's about 3,000 points of sisters around the place. So, yeah, there's sort of questions, for you guys this week. A little insight to what's to come. Now, I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote. For everyone that's new, what's the vote about? I show you a host of models, and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for next Monday's painting video. Now, don't say I vote for everything. It won't count. Everything has to be painted, but you can vote for more than one thing. You can say I vote for any of the Space Marine heroes, any of the Necron units, any of the Tyranid units, any of the Eldari, or I vote for this lad, that lad, this one. Okay. Now, if you don't know how to spell what they are, because some of them are actually really stupid names, just give me a description, and I'll go from there. If I'm not sure if I'm like, what's that person talking about there, then I'll message say, are you talking about this one? And you know. Now with the voting, I count the votes on Friday afternoon about 2 o'clock, and then whoever wins the vote starts to get prepped up and ready for Monday's painting video. So yeah, that's just it, guys. So I'm going to bring down and show you the models. Before I do, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And everyone smash the thumbs up button, because that triggers YouTube to share this video on more and more people, which makes this community grow. And it's absolutely amazing how much this channel has grown. But anyway, big thank you to all you guys. I'm going to bring you down and show you bits and pieces. Right, we have an Eliminator unit of 3 of those. We have the Demonettes, and we have the Dire Avengers. Now, I wasn't going to include these 3. I moved them off of there, and I said I'll just leave them there for the minute, and I thought I'll just include them. The Triarch, that did absolutely nothing in the last game. We have a unit of Chaos Legionaries, which I still need to build 10 of these guys to show you how to do them. We have the Blade Guard Veteran, the Blade Guard Ancient, sorry, from 9th edition New Dominus box still to paint. There's 2 models from the New Dominus box to paint, him and the Captain. And both of them are amazing sculpts. But anyway, we have Gene Stealers with Tyranids. We have the Venom Crawler. We have the Dark Apostate, or Dark Apostle, something like that. We have the Hive Tyrant. Again, I can't field him in the Nid army until I get some Tyrant Guard. We have the Zoanthropes. We have the Neuro Gaunts. We have Deathwing Knights. We have Asmodee. We have Sabretooth for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have 8-bound for World Eaters. We have the Void Dragon, who does get voted on, but just doesn't win. We have the Avatar of Kahane. It's a fantastic, an absolutely fantastic model. We have the Fire Strike team. There's 2 of them at the moment. I was trying to get another one in, but they're none in stock. We got the Skaven Plague Priest character there. We have the Lionel Johnson. It's fantastic sculpt. I really can't wait to get into that. If that doesn't get voted on this weekend, for next Monday, then when I'm on holiday next week, I'll probably just get into that, because I really want to get a guy painted up. We have the Biologist, Apothecary Biologist, I think he's called. That's from 10th edition Leviathan box. And we have a unit of Highland Banshees. Right, so I've set the camera back up, but this is slightly different, just to give you guys a little look and see there's something missing from up there. Because last Wednesday, one of you guys, I think it was Silent Flex, I think it was, one of you guys said, "Oh, what's those index cards in the back behind you?" And I didn't even put them there for to be seen. I just put them out of the way. I don't know. Anyway, so I just thought I'd just do that, just to see if the eagle eyes can see what's missing from the shelf above. So guys, anyway, thank you for watching. Hit the buttons for me. If you have any comments for me or any questions, I think chuck them below. If it's something I think you need an answer for straight away, I'll give you an answer straight away, and I'll just address it next week as well to anyone else that might want to know the answer to that question. There is no silly questions, guys. Okay? If you think, "Oh, I can't answer that, it's really stupid," there is no silly questions. Okay? We all need to learn. Even if I'm repeating the same thing 3 weeks in a row, it's because someone wants to learn. Someone's just come to the channel for the first time and seen, there's no silly questions. You can chuck a comment below, or you can message me via Messenger. You can go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page, and I don't go in there as often as I should. There's a message button there. You can click on that. It brings you straight to messages. Message me directly. You can just message away. I'll message you back. It's not a problem. Guys, until next week, hit the buttons for me. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.